Hey, IDs, I just wanted to check in with you and just kind of review the second of the two discussions that happened last week. I know that it's one of those discussions that really ends up being one of the better ones. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I defined the roles of Scott and Vlad, I tried to make it so that they were completely opposite. They have strengths that kind of absolutely complement one another, and it really makes for a really interesting discussion when you talk about, okay, well, who would you pick, like if you were in a crisis mode and you had these two gentlemen as your options for the project management responsibilities. And it's really interesting how every semester it seems like it turns out completely different. Last time, definitely Scott was the one that was chosen over the course of the decision with the class, and now it seems that Vlad was the choice this particular one. But it's really interesting. It just depends on where you sit on this. Either one of them could do an effective job. We don't know. He's dealing with, they're both dealing with human beings. So how they respond to them, it's really who knows, right? But the important thing is to bring out the strengths of each one of them, and try to make a decision. Because Scott, obviously he's the more worldly one. He's the one that has just finished his project management coursework and things like that, and so he's fresh out of there. And so it's interesting that the ones that favored Scott were the ones that saying, well, he's probably going to do a lot of the professional stuff, right? He's going to go in, he's going to rescope it, he's going to redefine roles, he's probably going to revisit the project plan, all these other things, that somebody that of his personality would do and of his strengths would do, right? But then when you talk about Vlad is the street guy. He's been around the construction site his entire life. He's really got the respect of his crew. He's ingratiated trust amongst the people working for him. So, clearly it comes out that, well, if Vlad was in charge, he'd be able to motivate these his crew because he's been there. He understands this type of work. He's a street guy, so he's a very clever negotiator. So I'm sure, is going to be able to get the project back on track. He's clearly got the job experience where he's been through the mill plenty of times. He's been in this place before. He's going to be able to he's going to be able to get himself out of it, or get the crew and the project back on track. Clearly, he's a motivator because he's been around this type of work for a very long time. Who knows who would make the better suit here? But it's a really good exercise in thinking it through, and knowing your own experience, what you've seen yourself with, say, a project manager in a similar circumstance, and how they would do. So great discussion this week, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you continue to have a good time with the objectives and outcomes module and module 5. We'll talk to you soon. See you later.